Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a homeschool day in the life. It is a snowy Monday morning. We had a snowstorm overnight. My kids have been excited to play in the snow, and we are just having like a home reset day. Lots of homemaking things, but then also some homeschooling as well. My youngest is not feeling well. She's been sleeping a lot since yesterday, so I'm just trying to take care of her and give her tea and some herbal remedies. I'm getting ready to make some elderberry syrup, and I have some bananas that are overripe, so I'm probably gonna make some banana muffins with the kids and just kind of like take it slow and easy today. I just love baking with them and also love the extra skills that they're learning. So while the muffins bake, I'm just going to make my bed really quick. And I love this bedding from Betty's. If you haven't seen it before, it is zipper bedding. I've had it for years for myself and the kids, and it's just so easy to make your room look neat and clean. And especially for the kids, it makes it easy for them to make their beds. But I just love how there's nothing hanging over and it just stays nice and neat. I am going to do my skincare. I just washed my face and exfoliated, and I'm just putting on a little bit of cream on my face. I love this one from Oliveda. If you're not familiar with it, it is super clean. It is not water-based, which means it is concentrated and potent, and it uses olive cell leaf extract. So it is anti-aging and just super supportive of your skin's moisture barrier. And I've just started doing like some light facial massage to just support my skin and just keep fluids, moving and to kind of drain anything in my face and my lymph nodes. And so massaging my face and my neck to kind of get everything just really like refreshed and stimulated. And I'm a little red from massaging it on, but I really love the way it makes my skin look. I had set these little house paper dolls up earlier this morning before the kids got up, so they had something to play with, and they keep coming back to it. I am going to throw on some elderberry syrup because, like I said, my littlest is feeling under the weather. I love this elderberry syrup kit from Earthley. It just makes it super simple. It has elderberries and turmeric and cloves and some other things. You just add water and you bring it to a boil, and then you bring it to a simmer, and then you just end up straining it and letting it cool, adding some honey, and it's just perfect to have around when people are feeling under the weather or just things are going around. So my muffins and our little leftover muffin mix in the pan is ready to come out. They look and smell delicious. I can't wait to eat these, but we're going to be responsible and let them cool and eat them when they are ready. I did put in a grocery order this morning, and that just arrived, so I'm going to put some of these groceries away. I'll show you some of my faves. So I love these cough relief lozenges from Quantum Health because they don't have anything that should not be in there, like food dyes or any other chemicals that you shouldn't have anytime, but especially if you're fighting illness. We also really love these Manuka honey drops. These are so good to like support your immune system and soothe and coat your throat, and they don't have any ingredients that you wouldn't want in them either. So we kind of alternate between those two when we have like a sore throat or something. So I just got like lots of fresh fruits and veggies. I've got this raw cheese from Vermont, which is one of our absolute favorites. This is one of our favorite homeopathic remedies when it feels like someone is coming down with the flu. So I think I have that on my Amazon storefront under like holistic remedies. And then we get this organic grass-fed ground beef. It's really important if you're trying to think about the best options to get beef that is grass-fed because they are not meant to eat corn. And then we also got the grass-fed beef for stew. I'm going to make some stew tonight actually for dinner, so I'm going to get that in the crock pot in a little bit. But as you can see, this is like super sustainably grown and it's organic, so what they're eating doesn't have pesticide sprayed on it. They're not getting antibiotics, super important. And I love to make my own sourdough, but I also really love this organic whole wheat sourdough by Bread Alone. This is one of our favorites, and I just can't keep up sometimes with the banana bread. And then also just if my timing's off with feeding my starter dough and all of those things, I like that this is a really great option if I'm not making my own. More cheese, and then just my peppers and my onions for my stew. Here is my other order from another grocery store, which my kids brought in. God bless them, but they ripped it apart, and then my little guy is under here playing. They're like building a fort, and he actually seems to be cutting off the ends of one of our throw blankets. Okay, this is not a battle I will be fighting because he has already pretty much destroyed it. So this is actually really funny. Look at how much garlic they brought me. I don't know what I did in the ordering process, but we've got a lot of garlic now. So I also have some beans for chili and some potatoes for my stew. I needed to get some cumin, organic fire roasted diced tomatoes for chili. So I am actually trying to get a little bit better about meal planning. So this is a step in the right direction for me, planning at least beyond the meal tonight. So I'm proud of myself for that. And then we needed vanilla, which I realized we used the last of it when we made our banana muffins. And then I ran out of my favorite Truly Free dishwashing soap, so that is my second best option in a pinch. Elderberries are looking good, so I'm just going to turn this down to a simmer. And while I wait for that, I'm just going to get some of these dishes done before they start to pile up. Okay, so muffins are finally cool enough to transfer, and I love how easily they just wiggle out of my caraway pan. As you can see, they come out just perfect. This non-stick muffin pan is my absolute favorite. I don't have to use any kind of like greasing or liners. And then I love this cooling rack from Caraway as well. All of my pots and pans and bakeware is from Caraway, and I'm so glad I've made the switch to like non-toxic, non-stick cookware. And my tea kettle is actually from Caraway, my knives, and all of my food storage containers. So if you're interested in Caraway, I do have a discount code in the description box that you can check out. And then the only other bakeware that I do keep around is a couple of these glass baking dishes that I think were passed down to me from my grandmother, so they're kind of sentimental. And now I'm finally going to get around to making myself a cup of coffee. My youngest is now playing with the Little House on the Prairie paper dolls, so I've just kind of left this out so they can come back to it throughout the day, but it's just so sweet. And now that my muffins have cooled, I am putting them in our Caraway food storage containers, which I absolutely love. My coffee is brewed now, so I'm just going to use a little bit of half and half and a little bit of maple syrup. So I'm still getting the hang of the French press. My oldest son actually got it for me for Christmas this year, which was so sweet and so thoughtful. And I'm like still trying to figure it out. I've just started grinding my own beans and trying to figure out the right, all of the right measurements and times and temperatures and all the things, but it looks pretty good. It's like there's like a little bit of grounds in it, but that's fine. As I mentioned, my little one is feeling under the weather, so I'm just making her some throat coat tea with a little bit of Manuka honey in it because it does have more medicinal properties in it than just standard honey. And my elderberries have cooled enough that I'm going to just strain the syrup, and then this will end up getting Manuka honey in it as well. But for right now, I'm going to feed my sourdough starter because I want to try to make bread later. kissy? He needs a Band-Aid? Are you sure? I think we should try a kissy first. You want to try a kissy first? Ooh, let me see. First I kiss you. Okay. Did a kissy fix it? Yeah? What?
Can you snuggle me?
I'm snuggling you right now.
Not on the couch.
Right now I'm getting our stew on, but as soon as I get our stew in the crock pot, I'll snuggle you and read you a story, okay? Does that sound good? Look, at Mama's making you some elderberry syrup. Do you want some? Or do you want to finish your tea? I need to put a little honey in it. Here. And then I can give you some. Sue, take some of your tea while I put the honey in here. Spoonful. Ready? Open wide. Ah! Good girl.
Oh, Mama Cat said I need to put real teeth.
Yeah? Okay, drink your tea.
When you're full scared, it's not even a tea. When you actually get in your mouth, it's right there. That one, you're gonna slow it down.
What, sweetie?
When you like kind of put the actual piece of it, when you fuck it in your mouth, it doesn't even taste like anything.
Really? You want to eat a carrot?
I need a cough.
You can ask for a cough drop. My few rounds of elderberry syrup are cooling. I've got our stew in the crock pot, and I've got my youngest 3 cleaning up the living room so that we can kind of reset some of the spaces before we jump into lesson time for a little bit. And I want to give my littlest some tinctures to support her while she's not feeling good. Okay, open up. Good girl. So I'm just rotating through a few different tinctures from Earthley. This one is Cough Be Gone. I am heating up some leftovers from last night's dinner for the kids to eat some lunch while I clear off the table from their paper doll setup that they were playing with earlier in preparation for our group lessons as well as their independent work for the day. Some days I'll have their independent work just out on the table for them when they wake up, and then some days I like to switch it up. This everyday cleaner from Truly Free is my favorite. Are you sure you don't want to eat, sweetie? All right, want a cough drop? Do you feel up to coming out to lessons with us, or do you want to just relax in here with your bird book? You want to relax?
Do I have to do it anytime?
No. You can come relax with us, or we could even do some of the lessons in here. Would that be better? Okay. Okay, so you relax, give that to mommy. Have your cough drop. Elderberry syrup is cooled and ready to be put away and used, and I'm just going to be setting up some independent work out on the table for my 9-year-old, and that way when we are done with group lessons, she will be able to just get started on some of her independent work, even if I'm not ready to do her lessons with her. And I'm just having them do some independent reading time while I get set up. I'm just setting up our math and language arts, handwriting, and independent reading from The Good and the Beautiful. That is like our favorite curriculum right now. But I'm also giving him this Get Ready for the Code because he likes to do that independently, whereas his curriculum from the Good and the Beautiful is not an independent thing for him, but he's been really loving books lately and learning how to read. He's looking for one in particular. Is this the one you were looking for, Sethi? Is this the one you wanted? Okay.
My chapter book?
So why don't you grab one of these? Either Liz and Pip, Sky, or Pigs and Pups. Any of those are chapter books.
Is this Sky? No.
I don't know. We'll have to read it and find out.
It's not Sky. Can you read it to me?
Sethi, can you put those baskets back up there, sweetie? Even many of our favorite independent reading books in our home are from the Good and the Beautiful. Both of these books that they are reading are. And then also this Science for Little Heart and Hands is what I'll be doing with them as a group, just me and my youngest 3. One of the big changes to our homeschool this year is that I am doing more lessons with just my youngest 3. And then my 13-year-old joins in for many of our lessons. And then my 17-year-old, I am still keeping with us on many things, but he is working a lot more these days. And so we have adjusted some of our schedule in terms of group lessons, but I don't want to completely disrupt our entire schedule. So we have kind of shifted a little bit in the way that we do things. So where I would usually wait for my older 2 to watch World Watch News because we watch this every day, I'm watching it with my youngest 3 so that I know that we'll get to it today. And I just really love how they can be informed about different things going on in the world in an age-appropriate way from a biblical worldview. Now, they do give warnings if there are going to be sensitive topics covered so that you can choose whether or not you want your younger children to watch. And so I really appreciate that. If you haven't tried World Watch, I actually have a code for 3 months free of World Watch, and they have a brand new 10-minute news segment every single day. So I highly recommend trying it. With 3 months free, you have nothing to lose. So while they watch World Watch, I am just looking through the lesson that we're going to be doing from the Little Hearts and Hands Science, Bones and Stones, from the Good and the Beautiful, just kind of like reading things over and seeing if there's anything I need to do. But it really is open and go with some extra added optional activities. So this is called Dinosaurs in Museums. Have you ever seen a lizard, maybe outside or in a picture? Lizards are a type of animal called a reptile.
When my hands got cut from the palm tree, and I saw one this big.
Whoa. Yeah. There were a bunch of lizards in Florida. I forgot. Reptiles have dry, scaly skin and lay eggs. Dinosaurs are another kind of reptile that lived a long time ago. Dinosaurs could get a lot bigger than the lizards we see today. The very biggest dinosaur we know about was as heavy as a jet airplane. Did you hear that, Sethi? Can you wait on the bird noises for now? We learn about dinosaurs by looking at fossils of their bones. Look at the picture below of different dinosaur skeletons at a museum. What similarities and differences do you notice between them?
I see this one's shorter. And it has like those This one's way taller. It has like a longer neck. That one doesn't.
Yeah.
This one has longer feet. Yeah, it doesn't have its feet on the ground. And its tail doesn't have like that.
Yeah. You guys remember what a fossil is?
Find something on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a tooth and it was really old.
Mm-hmm.
It turns into a fossil.
Yeah.
And it's like a walk.
Yeah.
But it's actually bone.
Can it only be bones that are fossils, or can other things be fossils too?
It can be like a walk. So it can be shells. Yeah.
Yep, shells. Plants too can become fossils. All right.
I want to get out.
We get to read a story in here, Ellen's Exhibit. We love the big book of science stories that comes with the Science for Little Hearts and Hands curriculum. These courses are so fun and interactive between the conversational style and the storytelling, and these activities are so much fun. This activity was recommended for kids for this lesson to be able to engage with creating fossils, just as a hands-on and fun way to apply what they learned. We talked a lot about the process of fossils while they played, and it was really sweet to see how excited they got with their fossils that they made. While my 5 and 6-year-olds continue to play with the Play-Doh, my 9-year-old is moving on to some of her independent work, and she is getting started with her handwriting first. Next, she is moving on to some of her independent practice in her language arts curriculum. I put out everything that I wanted her to do, but I like to let her choose the order. That way she has some choice over what she's learning. While she is finishing up her independent work, I am just touching up my hair. I have to take her to gymnastics a little bit later, so I just want to touch it up because I did not use my heatless curlers last night, and so it's going to require just a quick touch up. I try to do heatless whenever possible, but I do keep my curling iron around for times like this.
Some fossils. I just gonna spread them out, which is actually good.
Oh, I love them. They came out so cute. Was that super fun, making fossils?
Yeah, no, I just gotta...
Okay, my 9-year-old has moved on to her independent portion of her math lesson. So I'm just going to get dressed really quick before we move on to the main part of her math lesson. All right, this is our last one we're going to do, and then we're going to go. An array is a group of numbers or items arranged into rows and columns. Look at this array with grasshoppers. How many grasshoppers are in each row? How many rows are there?
3.
Okay, we are done with lessons for today, and so I just wanted to show you my outfit really quick. I've got on my new sweater and jeans from New Flora. I'm wearing these Van boots because it is still pretty cold and slushy here in upstate New York. And so this is what I ended up with, comfy but put together, and it's chilly but not freezing today. So I'm also throwing on this New Flora vest that I really love, and we're off to gymnastics. Thank goodness for young men. Did not think to warm up my car or defrost it, so. My oldest got home from work just in time to save the day. We're having a dance party on the way to gymnastics, and my 13-year-old is actually at his friend's house today, so no lessons for him. So I've got myself my favorite snack and a book to read. These are really kids' bars, but I love Scout Organic bars. They're just easy to take along with me, whether it's for the kids or for me while I'm watching my daughter do gymnastics. I do have a 20% off code in the description box below. So we are back at home, and our beef stew is all ready to eat. So we can sit down and have a nice meal together. My husband just got out of work, and so we are enjoying some stew. And then I have not gotten any of my exercises in yet today, so I am at least going to do my morning movement, even though it is not morning time. I have been working with a health coach to focus on my health and wellness. Evgenia Arasim from At Nourish Motherhood is absolutely amazing. She specializes in health coaching for homeschool moms specifically. So working with her has been amazing. She's given me customized workout plans. She analyzes what I'm eating and is working on building healthy habits such as movement, getting enough water, which I have not done today, having screen-free mornings and evenings, so having a certain amount of time after I wake up and before I go to bed to not be on the screen, which can be a little tricky when my work is mostly from my phone, but we are working on building in healthy habits, and I love seeing my kids jump in and do it with me. And she makes it so easy. She loads everything into an app, and each day I have a to-do list, and I just click everything that I complete. If it is the workout, like you see here, I click on it, and then it walks me through exactly what I need to do to just make it so simple for me to put it into my routine and not have to think about it. So right now I'm doing the one-to-one coaching with her, which includes a weekly Zoom call, but she has so many options like group challenges and things, so I'm going to link her down in the description box below as well. So we are starting to wind down. The kids are going to floss and brush while I set up for our evening family time. So I'm getting my youngest three's Bibles out. We've actually been using these for our nightly reading. We're actually almost done with them, and then we'll also be reading a psalm and this devotion that goes along with it. I'm making my husband and I some coffee, and I did save him a little bit of the chocolate chip banana bread, and we're just going to have a few minutes together before we all get together for family time. So the kids are going to floss and brush and then have a little bit of time to play while I get a chance to sit and talk with my husband about his day. Sometimes they are super wild during this time and bouncing off the walls, and other times, like tonight, they are reading and relaxing. And my favorite part of the day is when we all gather for our family time at night.
After Paul arrived in Jerusalem, some of the Jews who had caused so much trouble saw him. He went to the temple every day.
Just as Paul was being taken to the door of the prison, he spoke to the captain of the guard and asked for permission to speak to the crowd before he was locked up. He called out, "Hear my defense. I am a Jew, brought up in Taurus in the province of Sicily. It is true that as strictly a Jew..."
We each take turns reading a passage from the story.
The captain of the guard felt that Paul should be taken to a safer place, so he ordered him to be brought inside the...
Sethi, can you tell us what this is about? This summary?
Paul is getting put in jail, and then...
And for my younger ones who are not fully reading yet, I just have them recite back to me what happened and kind of narrate. And now we are going to read a psalm and the devotion that goes with it. So after this, we'll talk about our day, we'll pray, we'll listen to a little worship music, and then everyone will go to bed. I hope you enjoyed spending the day with us. I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos, and until next time, stay rooted.